LeBron on last week's Mind the Game podcast to blast ring culture, saying how many rings a player won or lost shouldn't define his legacy, his career. Okay, fine, Bron, unless you're trying to make the case you are the greatest, that you are greater than the runaway GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, then ring culture really, really, really matters.
It does.
I dare any of you LeBron apologists out there to tell me I'm wrong about any of this.
Skip Bayless goes off on LeBron James for being a phony GOAT. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Tell me I'm wrong about this. LeBron James just can't help himself. He just can't hide his runaway insecurity over knowing deep, deep down that he will never, ever be seen as the greatest basketball player ever by those who really know the game, by anyone who really matters. And yeah, I know that over the weekend, Tom Brady called LeBron James the greatest ever while sitting up on stage with LeBron at the Fanatics Fest in New York City.
Of course.
What a sellout Tom Brady has become post-football off the field, and he was undoubtedly the greatest football player ever on the field.
Yeah, it's all a part of the go-along, get-along gang. They got a little crew. Not saying LeBron James isn't a great, but him being better than Jordan, him being the best basketball player ever, I think everybody knows it's not true, but LeBron has a lot of influence. He's been probably the best player of this generation since the class of 2003. So, of course, people like Tom Brady that grew up seeing LeBron as far as his peer, of course he's going to say he's the greatest of all time, but Tom Brady knows LeBron James, he will shrink under pressure. He'll never be better than Michael Jordan, but he has no choice but to crown LeBron James as the GOAT.
And he did amaze me by winning last weekend's competition at Fanatics Fest. I don't really understand what it was, but he won it all. All-time great clutch competitor Tom Brady, but man, when it comes to maximizing his money, Tom Brady will say and do whatever is required to polish his good guy image. He loves everybody, and everybody loves Tom Brady. And he even kissed LeBron's ass in front of LeBron because he knows how many billions of followers, how many fans LeBron has, and what a powerful financial alliance he could form with the king post-football, probably post-basketball for LeBron.
Yeah, of course. Again, it's all about influence. LeBron James has a reach of tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions. So, of course, with Tom Brady retiring, trying to be a businessman, has some ownership with the Las Vegas Raiders, doing some TV work with Fox, he's going to do everything in his power to get as much money as possible. So why not align yourself with one of the most popular sports athletes of all time, and LeBron, say that he's the GOAT, and be a part of his fan base?
Tom Brady rather pathetically said of LeBron, in front of LeBron to the Fanatics Fest crowd, the live audience, and here's the quote, "He's always done things the right way. He's always risen above the noise and the BS and continued to deliver. So you're witnessing the greatest ever, and I hope you guys appreciate that," said Tom of LeBron. Okay, let's see. Tom Brady went 7-3 in Super Bowls. Easily could have won all three of the ones that he lost. He played well enough to win all three.
Should have.
A guy named, what was his name? Jordan went 6-0 in the NBA Finals with 6 MVPs. LeBron will finish his career 4-6 in NBA Finals. And by the way, the clutchest shot I ever witnessed by Ray Allen, Game 6, 2013, saved LeBron from a reverse Brady, which would be 3-7. Which, of course, prompted LeBron on last week's Mind the Game podcast to blast ring culture, saying how many rings a player won or lost shouldn't define his legacy, his career.
The only reason why LeBron James is talking about ring culture is really because he knows he can't surpass Michael Jordan's legacy. So let me go ahead and change the narrative. Move the goalposts. It's not about winning championships. That shouldn't define your legacy. But LeBron, he still wants to win a championship with the Lakers. He opted into that $52 million contract. The Lakers need as much money as possible to build out a team around Luka. So if championships didn't matter, why did you want the Lakers to draft Bronny? Why did you opt in? Why not opt out, work on a lower deal that'll be favorable toward the Lakers so you can get more championship pieces around you on Luka. It's obvious LeBron's just saying anything, just yapping. He'll never be better than Michael Jordan.
Okay, fine, Bron. Unless you're trying to make the case you are the greatest, that you are greater than the runaway GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, then ring culture really, really, really matters.
It does.
I dare any of you LeBron apologists out there to tell me I'm wrong about any of this. Tell me.
Draymond gonna smack Skip when he see him. You already see how he acts with Stephen A. Smith when Stephen A. Smith has been going back and forth with LeBron. So if you're Draymond, I already know LeBron is in his ear. If you see Skip Bayless, run up on him. You know Draymond's gonna do everything in his power to make his king happy.
Tell me I'm wrong on what LeBron said on this week's Mind the Game podcast. Does LeBron ever know how to play the game off the court with the media? LeBron is definitely the greatest at one thing, and that is media and fan manipulation.
Of course.
You know, think about this. He should eliminate the from the title of his podcast. He should just call it Mind Game, not Mind the Game, just Mind Game, because it's just.
Yeah, LeBron has to play mind games again. He know he'll never be better than Michael Jordan. He knows that rings matter, but at this point in his career, year 23, he knows he's not going to win another championship. I'll be surprised if he wins one. Should have won one last season. That was probably his best shot, but moving forward, he won't win, so he has to change the narrative.
It's a mind game. Every week's a mind game that he plays. Every week he plays mind games with viewers and with listeners, trying to make them believe he is the greatest by brilliantly planning excuses in their psyches for why he hasn't been the greatest. Happens every week. So this week, LeBron began by raving about Cooper Flagg, who of course is the slam dunk first overall pick, soon to be a Dallas Maverick. And by the way, I agree with every word LeBron spoke about Cooper Flagg. So this is what he did say about Cooper Flagg. Quote, I personally think that he wants to be great. He had a hell of a year at Duke, a guy that can do so many different things out on the floor, can play with the ball, can play without the ball. His jump shot is going to continue to get better. Super athletic, quick second jump. Okay, all great. And
yeah, Cooper Flagg's going to be a great player. Not going to be the greatest player ever, but he should have a solid career as long as he doesn't get injuries. Looks like he wants to be a winner. But I could see LeBron James, he's trying to position himself to maybe be a Dallas Maverick. Who knows what's going to happen next season if he decides to play, or maybe he gets traded to the Dallas Mavericks. So LeBron James, he is playing chess moves out there, complimenting Cooper Flagg, pretty much saying the Mavs are going to put him in the best position with J-Kidd. So don't be surprised if LeBron lands with the Mavs.
By the way, I'll dive much deeper into what I see and don't see in Cooper Flagg in just a couple of minutes here. But Cooper Flagg, by the way, is still a two-name star. Just for the record, he's not just Cooper. Nobody just says Cooper. And calling him Flagg just doesn't work. It sounds disrespectful. He's still Cooper Flagg, two-name star. So here is where LeBron veered into sorry insecurity and into, here we go again, self-defense. LeBron said of Cooper Flagg, and I quote, he has the benefit, unlike myself, he gets to join a team that's established with Hall of Fame guys, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, right off the bat, said LeBron of Cooper Flagg. Hall of Fame coach, Jason Kidd. You know, these guys are like, they can give him the whole blueprint while he continues to learn what his blueprint will be.
Essentially, he's throwing his teammates under the bus that he played with in his early Cavs days. So that just lets you know LeBron, he is selfish. He's going to do everything in his power to try to make his legacy case. I didn't have that early on in my career. Cooper Flagg will have that. And it's just another way for LeBron James to change the narrative, trying to surpass Michael Jordan's legacy.
And then LeBron concluded about Cooper Flagg's situation in Dallas. I think that will be an incredible thing to have that type of presence, that type of leadership, that type of just basketball IQ and knowledge around him every single day from those pieces. So I think he's going to be amazing. Talk about a backhanded, backdoor compliment. he's going to be amazing because he's so amazingly lucky to wind up with a much, much, much better team with a much, much, much better coach than I had when I came into the NBA as the number one overall pick.
Yeah, LeBron is just deflecting again. This is all a part of his narrative move to be the greatest of all time. He's not going to do it with rings, so he's going to have to do it in the media. He has his puppet, Draymond Green, Gilbert Arenas. You got who else you got in media that's caping up for LeBron? Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, the ultimate glazer. So as long as he has those 4 to 5 people in mainstream and independent media, he's going to be in a good place to where he can defend his legacy even after he retires. So the conversations between LeBron versus Jordan over the last 20 plus years, think about how powerful the media is now than it was back then. So as long as he has those main players and plus players coming up now in this era, the young dudes, they're going to be pro LeBron, and he's going to be in a great spot to at least have a conversation of being better than Michael Jordan.
LeBron is saying between the lines, just stop it, LeBron.
You got to stop, man.
And hey, LeBron, you even suggested recently on ESPN that your lottery was rigged, that the league said, and I quote you, let's keep LeBron home. But come on, you were from the Cleveland area, from Akron, and it was a cool superstar origin story that you did get drafted by your hometown team. And by the way, how can you suggest that lottery was rigged when those Cavs did have the NBA's worst record the year before, the worst? And they did have a 22.5% chance of winning that lottery, the best odds to win that lottery. In a way, LeBron, if you think about it, you were actually very lucky that your hometown team had the best chance of landing you the very year that you were first eligible to be drafted.
This is sad about LeBron. He's just yapping right now. He's running out of excuses. He doesn't really know what to say. He'll never be better than Michael Jordan. And now he's just rambling. He has his own podcast now to kind of, further these narratives. He may not like Stephen A. Smith, but he's been on point with LeBron and his whole GOAT debate. He knows that LeBron at best is second. In my opinion, he might be fourth or fifth. There's a debate with Kobe being better. I know LeBron James' overall game is very good, but Kobe was a winner. I don't know if LeBron James will get the 5 championships. That's why he's trying to at least get one more. He knows that, all right, this whole Jordan thing is a wrap, but at least let me silence the noise on the whole Kobe versus LeBron thing. So LeBron, he's going to do everything in his power, maybe to try to win one, but at the same time, be in the media talking sideways like championships don't matter. So it's obvious LeBron doesn't know what to do right now. Hopefully Draymond Green will help him. Shannon Sharp, Gilbert Arenas, Nick Wright, those Avengers, they'll try to best to, help LeBron James out, pick him up because he's down right now. He's stressed. He knows he'll never win another championship. He knows he'll never be better than Michael Jordan. And he's depressed, and it's just sad to see someone that's a very good player have to resort to media tactics to try to be the GOAT. Michael Jordan never had to do that. Sorry, LeBron James. You'll never be better than Michael Jordan.